Want your boss to put some real action behind the rhetoric when they talk about making your workplace more inclusive? Find out how to hold their feet to the fire and demand diversity on the Diversity Dude podcast.
Hello there, and welcome back to the Diversity Do podcast. I'm your host, Lambert Fisher, marriage and family therapist, award winning author, and national speaker on the topic of multicultural awareness and diversity. And for those of you who are interested in even more positive and encouraging tips and strategies beyond what I share in podcasts like this, then feel free to check out my award winning book, Diversity in Clinical Practice, nationally recognized for the unique way in which it addresses the often difficult topic of multicultural awareness and diversity. Designed for more than just therapists, if you're a helping professional in any way, diversity in clinical practice can help you meet the greatest variety of cultural needs possible for those whom you serve. And it's available in paper and audiobook versions for your convenience. And if you haven't heard it yet, I invite you to visit TED.com and check out my talk called What to Do When You Offend Someone, where I offer a positive and practical perspective on how to navigate unintentional offenses in daily life. To date, it's been viewed over 500,000 times. Check it out for yourself, and if you're encouraged by it as well, share it with a friend. And whether it be through my one on one relationship building efforts as a therapist or my informing and empowering efforts as an author and speaker, know that my personal mission is to do my part to improve the world one strengthened relationship at a time. So, today I want to share with you an encouraging perspective on the question: is all therapy political? Well, I was speaking at a large conference recently, and someone asked me what I thought about the idea that all therapy is political. For some things often touted as being neutral and safe for everyone, the idea that therapy is unavoidably political can sound not only like a contradiction, but a violation at the heart of what therapy is supposed to be. Now, for context, it was a conference full of mental health professionals, and I had the pleasure of presenting on how to competently promote cultural safety in therapeutic relationships. In doing so, I elaborated on how cultural identity is about more than just race and ethnicity, but also including many factors such as gender, age, socioeconomic status, faith beliefs, and yes, political beliefs. And acknowledging the very politically divisive and polarized society we live in today, when the question came regarding whether all therapy is political, I thought it was worth giving not just an answer, but a few considerations for healthily clarifying and applying the answer that I shared. And even if you're not a mental health professional yourself, I believe the following considerations may be beneficial in your personal and professional environments as well. The first consideration is this: all therapy being political does not mean promoting a political party. To put it simply, all therapy being political simply acknowledges that instead of pretending that therapy exists in a vacuum, set apart and unaffected by the rest of the world, therapy has the potential to influence and be influenced by the world around it outside of the therapeutic relationship. Many people fear that it means that the only way to receive quality mental health support is to find a therapist who votes the same way as you or endorses the same political candidates or party. Therapists doing their best to intentionally create culturally safe environments would directly or indirectly convey the message that no matter what their clients' political beliefs or practices or concerns regarding the ways politics is impacting their lives, it is safe to discuss those concerns and their implications in that therapy room, even if the therapist has a different preference or value or preferred strategies for making things better politically. Not only do those differences politically not have to be a threat to the relationship, but if done well, they can be used to support quality brainstorming of multiple sides of every concern, exploring a greater variety of hopes and possibilities, as well as the needs of the person seeking support, with the goal of helping identify ways that they can speak and act in ways that can help that person live their best life and their healthiest life. The catch here is that for this to occur, the therapist has to be emotionally healthy and stable enough to see that they can support an individual or family by helping them make the best decision for that person's life and accept the reality that what they think is best and the decisions that might be best for them may be different than what's best for the therapist. To do this without directly or indirectly conveying judgment, that is a gift the therapist can offer. Now, watch this. If they can't do this, that doesn't make them a bad person or a bad therapist. It just likely means that they're human. And there might have been some negative past experiences combined with consequent fear of future harm to themselves or those whom they care for that are getting in the way of them providing support for someone whom they feel may be contributing to the therapist's harm, their livelihood, or that of those they care for. While unfortunate for the person seeking support, it is an understandable reality that the therapist has responsibility of identifying and addressing responsibly so as to not negatively impact the person that's supported. Until then, everyone seeking mental health support should be able to trust that they can bring their entire self into the therapy room and receive support without a prerequisite of sameness or even political approval. The second consideration is this: all therapy being political does not mean being polarizing. Even if there are cultural differences between therapists and those seeking support, this doesn't mean that those differences have to lead to polarization or divisiveness. Everyone, professional or not, has the potential to experience feelings of bias toward them or others around them. Not only that, but if systematic biases and oppression and other unearned injustices occur outside of the therapy room, different experiences and feelings about those experiences have the potential to either strengthen the therapeutic relationship or contribute to division and feelings of diminished support. So much so that someone seeking support can potentially worry that, how can I trust you to help me with my anxiety or depression when you don't even see the things I'm anxious or depressed about as being real? Or worse yet, you think it's automatically my fault just because of my cultural group. Now, as I alluded before, often concerns like this occur before the therapist has even had a chance to confirm it or prove it false, based on past negative experiences of people who shared a cultural trait of the therapist or is believed to have shared that trait. In cases like these, instead of judging that concern as premature and additional reasons for increased polarized feelings, the mental health professional has the responsibility to reassure the person seeking help in word and in action that they are not the threat that they are feared to be. And more specifically, any real or perceived political differences between them do not have to stop the therapist from seeing a legitimate need for support and offering support and helping them live their best life, their way. Just because they differ in some ways doesn't mean they have to differ in every way. And then there's consideration number three: all therapy being political should benefit everyone. Instead of viewing politics as an automatically negative thing based on the unfortunate way the game of politics has been played in recent years, mental health professionals have the opportunity to add to their specific therapeutic efforts and treatment goals with a personal agenda. But this is not a red or blue agenda, nor a completely neutral agenda either. Instead, mental health professionals can help everyone they support not only improve their individual and family lives, but also do so in a way that helps them be prepared to help support the society as a whole. Every political leader who receives mental health support to overcome a personal, emotional, or relational struggle can also be encouraged to utilize their increased emotional growth in ways that consider a variety of needs, not just some of their constituents. Even law enforcement professionals who receive mental health support can also be encouraged to utilize that personal growth when responding to admittedly sensitive and tense and difficult interactions with people who are similar to them as well as different from them. All therapy being political isn't about unethically pushing political preferences onto others or promoting sides against those who we serve. Instead, it's about acknowledging that so many aspects of life have political implications and influences. And the healthier we all are, the better we can be at navigating those political similarities and differences and the impact of such near and far. With all that being said, my hope for you is that you will be inspired to acknowledge that whether or not you consider yourself a political person, politics has the potential to impact your life and the lives of those around you. And while you can choose to sit back and hope that things just work out for you, many don't feel as though they have the luxury, and it may impact them in different ways and how they interact with you. Because of this, all therapy is political. All relationships are political. Even the shared choice between partners to stay out of all that stuff is a political choice to let others determine how things will occur around you. What political role you play is up to you. As a helper or as someone being helped, I encourage you to make a choice that you can live with, even if it doesn't look like the choices of those around you. And acknowledge that this choice will impact you in ways that you may or may not choose, and as well the entire world. The goal is to do your best to make that impact a positive one, not a polarized one, for the benefit of you and everyone, not just for some. And with that, I'll say thanks again for listening to today's Diversity Do podcast. If you have any pressing diversity related questions that you'd like me to address on an upcoming podcast, or if your organization is in need of a shame free or empowering guest speaker or training on this often sensitive topic, then feel free to reach out to me directly at diversitymadesimple.com. And if you know of anyone else who can benefit from a positive and encouraging perspective on this often difficult topic of diversity, feel free to send them a link to this podcast so they can be encouraged as well, or share with them my award-winning book, Diversity in Clinical Practice, available at Amazon.com. And don't forget to visit TED.com and check out my talk called What to Do When You Offend Someone. I hope it inspires you and that you share it with someone else so that they can be inspired as well. And as usual, I look forward to addressing as many topics as possible in future podcasts to help you improve as many relationships as possible at work, at home, and in your community. And as always, remember this: you don't need to know everything about everyone in order to have a positive impact on someone. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great day.
Tune in each week and find out how to demand and implement diversity at your job. To hear more, check out previous Diversity Dude shows on ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast-quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
What's up, everyone? It's Shaletta. I'm here getting a phone for one of my newly minted teenagers with Xfinity Mobile. They've got great options, affordable plans, and solid coverage that works for our whole family. With Xfinity Mobile, my daughter can stay connected with me wherever she goes. And did you know when you sign up, you can get an extra phone line free for a full year? Switch to Xfinity Mobile today for more savings, more smiles, and more ways to stay connected.
When she walked in on her first day at Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas, she didn't know a soul.
I'm Zion, and I'm a second year at DFC.
A year later, and so many changes for Zion.
I love my friends here. I couldn't do anything without them. We support each other all the time.
At Doherty Family College, Zion also finds support on the academic side. Like all DFC students, Zion can count on a team committed to her success. Doherty Family College is Minnesota's affordable private college option. DFC students earn their associate's degree and then can transition to a 4-year college or university for their bachelor's. Many are students of color or first in their family to go to college.
It's nice to see people that look like you pursuing an education, wanting to succeed academically.
Zion encourages any high school student looking for a college home to do what she did and apply to Doherty Family College.
All the support you can need is here.
Ready to make your move and experience Doherty Family College for yourself? Then schedule your visit to the Minneapolis campus at dfc.stthomas.edu/visit.